In order for Biden to win and prevent Donald Trump from getting reelected, he needs to appeal to the progressive voters who originally supported Bernie Sanders. And in an effort to do that, in his first attempt at an olive branch, he has released his proposal to expand Medicare, which sounds good, right? And to forgive some student loan debt. Now, I'm going to give you the details and then we can discuss whether or not it goes far enough. For instance, Biden would lower the Medicare eligibility age to 60 from 65 to forgive federal student debt for low-income and middle-class people who attend public colleges and universities, historically Black colleges and universities, and underfunded minority-serving institutions, MSIs. So that's a good summary of what he's proposing. And there's already quite a bit of critique as to whether or not this goes far enough. I would just like to start off with focusing on Medicare, and then we can talk about what he wants to do with forgiving student loan debt. So lowering the Medicare age from 65 to 60, even if you don't do any research and see how much of an impact it's going to have, you can already tell that it's an incredibly incremental proposal that isn't going to benefit the vast majority of people who desperately need health care coverage that they can't afford. But before I give you some numbers, Cenk, I wanted you to jump in.
Yeah. Look, I was looking forward to what they were going to propose because I know it was to some degree negotiated. So I thought maybe this will be a good deal and something that progressives can get excited about. I have to be honest, it's really a tiny start. And if they leave it at this is clearly insufficient. If they're just starting and this is among the concessions, okay, let's see what else you got. But for now, as we're going to break it down here, it's really not much.
So going back to Medicare and how much of an impact lowering the age from 65 to 60 would be, I thought that this take was interesting in Jacobin. So they write 55 to 65-year-olds have the highest median incomes, and 60 to 65-year-olds have the highest household wealth. For the median worker, the period immediately before retirement represents the peak of their earnings and wealth. Biden unveils this plan in the midst of a pandemic-induced recession that has kicked millions off their health insurance, with a recent poll finding 35% of those under 45 have lost healthcare coverage. And so I did a little digging to see, like, what are the numbers? Like, what is like the peak wealth and how much of a difference is this going to make? And so if you look at people in the age range of 55 to 64 years old, they earn, and this again is broken down by the median number, $1,099 per week, or $57,148 annually. But if you look at, let's say, the 25 to 35 year age range, you'll see that the weekly income is $837, whereas the annual income is $43,524. I give you those numbers because it shows you that the age groups that stand to benefit the most from a widely expanded healthcare system, Medicare system, are younger individuals, not people at the very top, but of the age range. And I'm not saying that because I don't think people between the age of 60 to 65 deserve Medicare. I just think that that age range needs to be lower. There needs to be a larger group of people included in that in order to make a difference. It needs to be more inclusive.
Yeah, so I'll give it one piece of credit and then a couple of critiques. Look, anytime you're expanding Medicare, that's a good thing. And the more people that have it, one, we save lives. And two, more people get used to it and go, it's actually really good. And I don't know. And then people start to look forward to it at 58 rather than at 63. So it's slightly going in the right direction. Now, why is it only slight? Number one, this is Biden's opening proposal. By the time he negotiates with Republicans and is done with it, first of all, he'll get nothing. But second of all, if he got something at all, it'd be, okay, people that are 64 are covered. Right. Number two, Biden has a hard time energizing young people, not old people. And so here he's doing program mainly for older folks. Now, the student debt helps younger folks, so that's good. But that leads to the final problem, both for the student debt and the Medicare. This is very piecemeal, and you have to really, really focus to see if it applies to you. When in reality, when you have programs that are universal in nature, Medicare for all, or student debt is relief for everyone, then everyone gets excited and they think, oh, it applies to me. I can't wait to go out there and vote for that guy. If all you cared about was politics, even putting aside policy, that's why the universal programs are much better than these bureaucratic messes where in the student debt relief, it applies to that college, but not that one, and that age bracket, and that income bracket, etc. It's hard to get excited about that. So not great politics and just mediocre policy as a start.
Right, exactly. And the debt forgiveness does not extend to people who went to for-profit colleges or to people who went to trade schools. I think it needs to be universal in order to gain mass appeal.